Go.
Hello, Scouts. Welcome to Nature Art with Mr. Pete. Today we're going to do some art projects. In this video, I am going to talk to you about 3 different projects you can do with things you can find around your house. Leaves. So you don't have to go very far to find leaves. All of the leaves I'm going to use today, and I've got a whole bunch of different leaves. I've got this maple leaf, and I have a different maple leaf here somewhere too. Here, I believe this is a sugar maple. This is a silver maple. These are all different leaves. Believe it or not, these needles, they're called needles, but these are a type of leaf too on evergreen trees. And believe it or not, I'll bet you think, how many leaves do you think are on here? How many do you think? I'll bet it looks like, 9 leaves? Would you believe that this is one leaf? It is. This is one leaf, and these are called leaflets. But that is a video for another day, talking about leaves and leaf collections and identifying trees. Today, we're going to use some of these cool leaves I found here in the backyard to do 3 different projects that I'm going to show you. So I'm just going to show you a few of the things I found back here. I have this cool fern. I already showed you the maples. I've also got this, in the cedar family, I've got this arbor vitae. And what we're going to do for the first project, so you can get ready, is you're going to need paper, just plain white paper. You can see I have a whole pile of plain white paper here. You're going to need to go get yourself some leaves. Grasses, you can get anything. What works the best are things though that have nice, what's called veination. All these little lines on the back of there, and the lines on here, if you can see and feel those lines, that's called veination, and those are going to make the coolest pictures when we do the 3 projects, but 2 in particular that the veination helps. So you're going to need paper, leaves, and crayons. That's it, or oil pastels. You might even be able to use chalk, but I recommend starting with crayons or oil pastels. They're a little softer and it works a little bit better. What we're going to do is we're going to do a rubbing. Now with a rubbing, you can do it in a variety of ways, okay? And I've already practiced and played with a couple just so I could show you what to do. But we're going to do it together. Here's one I was playing with earlier. You can see I did this is this cedar branch. I did this little branch right here. You can see it comes through the crayon. This was actually a different leaf. I did all these different leaves in different colors. Now you can do one on a page, or you can start to overlap them. And I'm going to show you, and we're going to do it together in just a minute. But feel free to pause the video and go get your leaves, get your paper, get your crayons, get ready to go if you're not already. But I thought I'd also show you a quick picture of somebody else that did this too. So you can see how they come out. You can do them individually, like that, or you can start to blend the colors together and make a cool collage. All right, so those are 2 different ways that you can do what we're about to do. Now, what I like to start with is a bottom paper. It's easier. One, it keeps your table, my table's dirty, but it keeps your table clean. And then you're going to pick out a leaf that you want to color, that you want to do a rubbing on. All right, so I'm going to take this cool look. I love silver maple. They're one of my favorite leaves. I just think they look so cool. So we're going to take this silver maple, and then I'm going to lay it down, and then I'm going to grab another sheet of, this time I want a clean piece of paper. All right, so I'm going to grab this, and then I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to put the paper, the top paper can go anywhere on here that I want. I'm going to put this guy in the corner, and then I'm going to grab a crayon. All right, this looks good. Crayons are nice, especially the tips are okay, but better yet is to get some from the side, so you can rub on the side, because once you get started, you don't want to, that's an important part of this process. Once that leaf is in place, you don't want to move the leaf, okay? Or the paper on top. You want it to stay right where it is. So get a good sense of where your leaf is. Sometimes you can even see it a little bit through the paper. All right? And you're just going to start to color, back and forth, back and forth. You don't need to press real hard. In fact, it works even better if you don't press real hard. If you press too hard, you'll start to lose the shape of the leaf. All right? But nice and even. Just keep going. Make sure the whole leaf is covered. If you color in extra where there's no leaf, it's fine. It's just more background color. And you're just going to keep going. If you only want to do part of the leaf, that's your choice. You're the artist. You get to pick and choose how you want to do this. I like to get the whole leaf in there. Oh. You already saw the example, so we're good. And then you can decide. The stem is a little harder because it's so thick. So you can decide how much stem you want on there when you finish the leaf. Alright, but I almost missed a spot there, so you want to make sure you get all the leaf. I like all the leaf on there. You can go back over it. You can go back over it with another color as long as you don't move the paper. Alright? So now, if you look, that's pretty clear. You can see that exact leaf represented right on that. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, let's try a couple more. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try, I think I'm going to use this one. You know what? I'm going to try this one. I didn't try this one earlier. I want to see how my fern is going to work. I think it might work really cool. Now, what color should I take for the fern? How about nice purple? I'll tell you what, Scouts, this is a lot of fun, but parents, I'll tell you, this is pretty relaxing. So, all right, this time I'm going to start from the other side just because of where my hands are, but I think it's going to work. Oh yeah, that's going to work out real nice. Now this form, this art form called, like I said, it's actually called relief. So this would be a crayon relief or a pastel relief, and sometimes people will do this on sculptures or even gravestones when they want to get some of what's written there off of onto paper. So you can, any kind of stone that has writing on it or anything like that, sculptures. It's a good way to get the shape or the writing off of it. In this case, we're taking the pattern, the cool pattern that the leaf makes. Oh, that's my favorite. I think that worked out really well. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. This turned out, I really like the way that fern turned out. You can see we got all those little fancy little tiny veins and lines and things like that. That's really cool. So this time I'm going to throw in, I think I'm going to throw in this little cedar piece of arbor vitae here because it's got a cool pattern, and we're going to see if we can't get that out, that pattern to come in, and we'll start to overlap it a little bit for my little relief collage here. So this time I'm going to grab, I'll grab a light color. How about this light green here? Again, I'm going to peel the paper down just a little bit so that I can get a nice side piece. And again, you want to make sure you know where your leaf is under there. And here we go. This is working out really well. I'll get this in there. Do one more rubbing, and then we're going to move on to the next project. All right, see, and I got a nice little, almost like a starburst pattern just from that. All right, we're going to do one more traditional leaf. This one's got some good veins on it. So we'll use that and put that right up here in the middle. use another color, just this helps you to see it, but you can use the same color, or let's get a good red or something in there. Let's see here. Excellent, here's a nice red. I'm gonna take some paper off and get that side piece going. All right, here we go. Do this last one and then we're gonna move on to the next project. Especially with the stem can move, so you want to make sure you try to hit it from the same angle. But this one turned out nice too. It really pops in there. See that? Anybody? What's your favorite leaf? I don't know. These all turned out pretty good, so I'm happy with that. Now, like I said, I could keep going and I could make a collage and have all different colors, different leaf shapes. The other thing you can do is you can take this, instead of using a real leaf, you can make a collage. You can cut these out and then glue them into a cool collage as well and hang that up. Or you can do what our third project is going to be with them if you cut out your rubbings, and I'll talk about that when we get to that. But for the next project, you are going to need paint. Whatever colors you want, your choice. It could be one color, it could be several colors, but you're going to want to choose some acrylic paint, I think works the best, or craft paint. You can use just about anything. Poster paint will probably work. Finger paints might even work for all I know. I would say watercolor, probably not. That's about your only paint that won't work. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some printing. So we already know these cool shapes exist from our relief painting, but now we're going to actually paint leaves and use them like a print. Like when they make newspaper, they print newspaper. Well, now it's probably digital, but they used to put all the letters together and they push them down, they like ink them up, they rub ink on them and then push them down and the letters would stick to the paper. Well, you can do that with, it's another way to make cards and do different things. And here's a picture somebody did of, they painted the leaves different colors and they made a cool collage by using, just pressing a leaf onto the paper. I'm going to show you how in a second. Here's an advanced version. You decide you can use multiple colors and do the same thing. But I already started one. I'm going to show you how it turned out here. Grab my paint. We're going to do some more. Paint ran. So my paint's a little watery. But so basically all I did, now this one I put a little, this is what happens if you put a little too much paint. So you want to use very little paint as possible because then you'll really get the pattern. If you glop too much paint on there, you'll get the shape of the leaf, but you'll just get a big pile of paint. So I'm gonna try to do this again with a different brush because that brush didn't work out so well. So I'm gonna try it again with a different brush. I'm gonna use the same color this time, although actually, you know what, this is dry. So maybe I'm gonna try a different color just for fun. Let's do, I'll try this teal color because it's right here. So I'm just gonna paint this on. And again, you wanna have a kind of a, you see this paper is gonna get covered in paint. That's okay. This is not gonna be the one you're gonna use on top, so, or even probably the bottom. So again, you just wanna take your leaf, rub that paint on there nice and thin. If it's too thick, like I said, all you're gonna see is glops of paint. Yep. Lots of stuff blowing around today. All right. Now in the fall you can do these with colored leaves, but right now we don't have the fall leaves yet, so we're just going to do it with this and we're going to see how it turns out. I'm going to put just a little more on. We don't want too much. Okay, so now we have our leaf. I put a nice light coat there. I hope I didn't put too much, or I put it right amount. We'll see. We'll see how this works. We're going to put this, just set that there for a second. I'm going to grab another sheet of paper. All the wind, I got to keep it all sitting here. All right, so then All right, so we have this. I'm going to press this right down. I'm going to set it right there. Now, you can use your hands and just do it over the leaf. I find it a little easier. I'm just going to use this sheet of paper, and I'm just going to lay it over the top. Well, you know what? I'm just going to use the bottom of this one. And I find it easier to sort of, then I can kind of press and just sort of make sure the whole leaf gets put down there. Again, this is another case of you don't want to move that leaf because you'll lose all the details. All right, so we're gonna see what happens. See, what's cool is you can do all these fun colors. These leaves would never turn this color, but this is a sugar maple, so it turns orange. And this, let's see what it looks like. All right, ready for the big reveal? You want to you're gonna carefully just try to pull that up. All right, that worked out okay. It looks like I missed a little of the corners, so that's you got to be careful. You got to make sure you get all the corners, but that's what it looks like. You can see the nice cool shape there. Now, like I said, I'll do one more real quick, just so you can kind of see how it works with another leaf from beginning to end. But what I will tell you is I'm going to take one of these leaflets, I think, and try to do one of these because I think these are kind of cool. What you want to, like I said, you want to make sure you fully cover it, not too thick. Leave it for a second, take it off. Don't let it dry there because otherwise it'll stick to the paper. So you want to leave it and then pull it up. And then when you're done, the other thing you can do with this is you can take this, let it dry, or like this one, and let it dry. And then you can draw characters in it. You can put a face in there. You could put legs on it and eyes and arms and make it a leaf guy. You can do all kinds of cool things with it and use your imagination on how to use that. Or you can just make a cool nature collage. So I'm going to grab a different brush because it's easier than washing them right now. But I'll put it in water. Make sure you wash your brushes when you're done. Artist always cleans their brushes. And I'm going to grab a different color. So what do you think? I'm going to do purple because I got it sitting right here. In fact, I might even get crazy. Maybe I'm going to do partial in purple and partial in pink. Just because it's sitting here. Oh, I didn't want to do it on this sheet though. All right, let me do it over here. All right, I'm going to do a nice diagonal. Do purple on this side, or do, oh, I did it on the front. We'll see how it works. Maybe it'll work. The veins are actually more pronounced on the back, but we'll see how it works out. Since I'm already painting. That out real quick. I'm going to move to pink and see what happens. I'm going to let it pink fade right into the purple. Maybe we'll get a mixture of colors where they come together. Again, I should have done the other side, but we'll see. This might work. Or it might be a little light. That's what's going to happen. It won't not work. It just means the veins might not be able to see the lines as well. All right, I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to take the paper and rub over the top of it. Ready for the big reveal. Oh, that's cool actually. That worked out. It was a little thick. Probably the paint was a little thick, and you'd see it better. You'd see the lines better if I had done the other side. But you can see the lines pretty clear. But I find most of the time you want to use the back of the leaf. Okay. And like I said, you could keep going. That was that one. And make a whole cool collage just like that. This one's all blue and yellow and green, and you can see how the colors mix together. Looks really cool, right? So you can keep going with that, or you could do one leaf or one type of leaf and just do all maple leaves. You could do a whole collage of different leaves. And then the last thing you could do with either, and this one is when you let it dry, just like the crayon or the relief ones, you can cut them out. And when you cut them out, then you can use them in what's going to be our last craft, which I'm going to show you. The last suggestion that I have for you is going to require you to have a paper plate, going to have your leaves, and a pair of scissors, and glue. Okay, so if you need to get your supplies, get your supplies. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this plate in half, and I'm going to cut the circle out of the middle. Okay, so I'm just going to take this, and because you're not going to see it anyway, it doesn't matter if it's a little rough. So go ahead and cut out your circle. I'm going to get rid of that. Then you've got this. This is going to be your wreath frame. And then you have a choice. You can either put real leaves on it. Now, if you're collecting fall leaves, that might be really fun. So you've got fall leaves, and you're going to take so what you're going to do is you are going to put some glue down, all right? And then you're going to just glue your leaf on there, however you want it. And you're going to take another leaf. And again, you could do it with the same leaves, do all the same leaves. If there's a particular leaf you really like, you know how I love the silver maple, so I'm going to put that one on here next. And you want to make sure that you just put enough glue to hold it there, and then you're going to let it dry. All right, and I'm going to put some extra glue around the rim here, because I'm going to do a few leaves at a time. So there's that one. And again, you can keep overlapping them. I've got some other, oh, there's an interesting leaf. And it doesn't have to be trees leaves. Like some of these are from a vine. Some of these are from some growing different plants that are around my yard. Some of them are from weeds. All these different leaves I got. You know, I've got one of these. I don't even know what it's called. Maybe that's a coleus, I'm not sure. Some ivy type of plants. I definitely got an ivy here. This is like, I think that's Virginia creeper, and it chokes all the plants out, but it's a cool shaped leaf. And so those are leaves you can use too. So you're just gonna keep going, putting a little glue and putting the leaf on. All right, you're gonna just keep doing that all the way around. Now you can do it with green leaves, you can do it with different colors. You can, like I said, you can do it lightly where you just put one leaf here, there, and there. And actually I have a good example here. I'm not gonna finish this one, but I have an example to show you. Nope, maybe I don't. Yes, I do. Okay, so I have a couple examples to show you. Here's somebody, they just glued some nice colored leaves. And again, like I said, you can use real leaves, or you could get real creative and cut out the leaves that you either did with the relief crayons or with the painted print. You can put that in there and then cut them out and then glue those to the wreath. So then it's all paper. It'll glue real easy. Here's a couple more examples of wreaths. So there they are, putting some little things on there. If you find seeds and nuts and pine cones, you can glue those to your wreath as well. And then here's another example of someone with it hanging on the door made out of fall leaves. So there you have 3 different things you can do with leaves and art. I hope you had fun. I'd love for you to share with me what you create. So feel free to take a picture and share it and post it to post it to the pack for the Camporee pictures. Send it to the Facebook page or wherever else they tell you to send the pictures to from this weekend. Enjoy, have fun, be creative, and use that imagination.